guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna show you how to make your own Instagram filter that has a spring theme. So the first thing I did was to draw some daisies as the frame, and what I did here in Photoshop was I just used a very basic brush to outline the petals for the daisies, and then I separate the different colors in different layers. So basically what you want is to create a PNG image of this frame with a transparent background that you can save as PNG, and so you can use it in the filter later. So what you want to do next is to open up this face mesh, which you can download easily from SparkAR, but I'm gonna include the download link as well. So with this face mask, it helps you to see where you want to draw your blush or the freckles. So it shows you the area that you can do it. So what I did here was I downloaded um, Freckles brush. So it was very helpful to create the freckles that looks pretty realistic. Because it has the settings where the freckles are in different sizes, and then I just did half the face so I could mirror it and it will look more proportional and symmetric. And you can play around with it, and it might take some time here because the freckles might not sit too well on the face when you check it on SparkAR. So this might be a process that you go back and forth with. So take your time with it. And then when you're done with that, you can start with a blush. So what I had in mind here was to create like a sun-kissed face kind of blush. So it doesn't just go on your cheeks, but across your nose. So yeah, I was kind of careful with the opacity because I didn't want it to look too obvious. I just want it to be like super natural. And then you can open SparkAR, and then the first thing that I did was to insert the daisy frame. So you need to just add a rectangle, and then upload your PNG as a material for the frame. And then what you need to be careful here is to look at the advanced render options, because if you are adding a face tracker for your skin smoothing and your blush and freckles, it might not be seen. So you just need to uncheck the right to depth box, and you can see the mask now. So skin smoothing is the easiest one because you just need to add the material is already built in. You just need to change the shader type to retouching, and then you can decide for yourself the percentage of opacity that you want. I usually leave it at 50%, and then you can move on to add the freckles and the blush. So I separate both of them because I believe that you would have more freedom to control the opacity and also the shader type. So I believe the layers doesn't affect if you want to do your blush first or your freckles. So when I did the freckles, I changed my shader type to blended, and then um, the render options to multiply. And for the opacity, it comes to preference again here. If you want it to be more intense or a little bit more like soft freckles, it's all entirely up to you. And then it's the same process again, where you create another face mesh just for the blusher. So I would usually advise to name your items so that you know which one is which. It'd be easier for you to keep track of it. So for the blush, which we saved as PNG earlier, you can just link your material to the blush. I mean, you link your blush image or the freckle image to the materials, and then you change the shader type to face paint, which I find was the best in this case. And I mean, you can just change the opacity here. I chose 60 because it was just nice, and then uncheck both options for advanced radar options. So there you go. So before you send it to your phone, you need to choose the properties for the experience. So it's pretty straightforward. Just choose sharing and say okay. And then you can send it to your phone. I usually do that where it would be there would be an alert on my Instagram, and then I could just check it and go and see if, especially on the face tracker options with the freckles and the blush, to see if it sits well on my face. So here you can see the final products. So I hope this tutorial helped you. So let me know what you want to see next.